failure is resolving to never getting up again. That's the only time you've failed, is when you finally make the decision to not get up again. But how long do you beat on yourself and set expectations and continue to lower them before you get to the point where you just like, fuck this, I'm not getting up anymore. I'm just going to stay in bed all day. I'm talking to my friend Corey, as a matter of fact, tonight. We got like 3 feet on a week. I wish you guys could send some down here, period. That's because I missed the snow. I asked myself this. Why did I ask myself this? Because, if you guys know, I had applied at IGN over in San Francisco several times over the last few years. I just thought that seemed like something I would really enjoy and something I could be really good at, especially over time. And that kind of influenced doing these two and put myself in front of a camera and getting used to it and stuff. But I think about how hard throughout my life I've tried to do what I want to do, not what I have to do. You know what I mean? Like, or something I have a choice in doing. Like, I'm very happy. This is where the conversation was going the other night, too, when I was talking about Gibbons Books. Like, I love that store a lot. They use a lot of the skills that I have, my networking skills, my PC skills, my graphic design skills, all this stuff they use, my voice. Like, I am the hold music. If you call 434-385-5027, just ask somebody to put you on hold. You want to hear the hold message. I recorded that. That's my only professional voice acting, I guess. It's not even professional, I guess. It was only done locally. But I got paid for it. And it wasn't my hourly fee. So I actually got to do that. And that was fun. And, that was definitely a spark under the ass, too. But my point is that, somebody else I know, their IT guy, when they need him, he comes in at least once a month. And if there's problems, he comes in more. They pay him $125 an hour. This is the problem too, though. I would do that job for as low as 45, maybe like $60 an hour. That seems fair, because that's a lot of time and effort to do things and finding somebody to watch the boys, so on and so forth. So, but I think about $125 an hour, and I think what I'm getting paid versus somebody that's getting that, I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's just so unfair, life sometimes. And I don't consider myself a failure. I consider somebody who hopefully will never not get back up again until the day he, can't get back up again. But at the same time, we lower our standards of what we want. I remember, I've talked about this way back. When I was 16, I would settle for nothing less than being bigger than the Beatles as a musician. I had just bought my first guitar, you know what I mean? I was just learning how to play. But I knew at that point in my life, wholeheartedly, 110%, I don't know why I say that, 100%, knew that by this time in my life, I wouldn't be able to walk down the street. Like, our music would have touched so many people's hearts in such a way. That's how I felt at 16. And as you go along, it's eventually, it got to the point where the music was just a thing to do for fun, and which I enjoy thoroughly. But then I think about art and, how, on the cusp of things I feel like I am sometimes, but I know I'm not good enough to be where I need to be. And it's so hard, because it's do you just eventually just submit to life and become, a factory worker if that's the only thing you're skilled to do? Or that you can get paid better money, to do? That's a better way of putting it. That's why I never want to say that I failed at anything. Nothing is a failure until you decide to give up on it, until you decide not to get back up again. That's my thoughts on that. San Francisco, just became the most expensive city in the United States to live in. An average one-bedroom, not the low, not the high-end, for a one-bedroom apartment is about $3,410 a month. I don't know if that includes utilities or not. We'll assume it does. But even with utilities, holy shit. I would have to make $125 an hour, whatever that comes out to salary, to be able to live in a place like that. There's no way I couldn't. You couldn't Like, you'd have to have, well, the guys over at the Game Over Greggy show, Kind of Funny Guys. You should go check them out. I'll try to put the link, which I'll never remember, but pretty good. They played Castlevania over on the Gamecast Free Play Friday. It was so good to see somebody playing that. Like, I love watching people play video games, so it's really neat to see that. $3,410 a month. Like, that's insane. Like, Carol and I together don't make that much now. But even if you tripled our pay, let's do the math here. Let's find out. Okay. So, she makes about... So I'll say... Okay. Well, let's just say we couldn't afford to live there on our pay now. So, if we doubled that... that would be... We still wouldn't be able to do it. We could afford it at that point. It would fit into our budget, but we wouldn't be able to do it. So, because we wouldn't have any food or gas or be able to pay to get, anything. And if that's including utilities as well. So you triple it, and then now you're getting into the point where, like, so I know when you go out there, there is a sliding scale for pay on average, especially in San Francisco. I've looked into great detail with this, and it's like, I think it's like a 59% increase or something insane like that. So I'm like, okay, well, that gets us a little closer to the mark. Then we just have to get jobs. See, the thing is, I don't want to live in San Francisco. I have no desire to live in San Francisco. But given the choice between here and San Francisco, I would want to live in San Francisco. Just because it's new and exciting. And I just got to know what's around that next corner. And I hope my children have that spirit, too. I hope they grow up to have that, not all who wander are lost type of mentality. Like, I haven't done much wandering, but I want to do some. And I think that, I used to think that when I heard about parents moving kids around the country constantly, if they're in the military and stuff like that, I think, oh, that's awful. Like, but now, in hindsight, I think, well, it would have been fun to see a lot of different things. Although it's hard to, with friends, establishing friends. Like, I had so many good friends in Taunton because I'd lived there so long, went to school with them, shared hobbies, shared friends, and just this huge group of just awesome people that I left back in Massachusetts. Was a hard thing to do. Probably the hardest thing. Outside of, like, raising Gwen, that would be the hardest thing I ever had to do, was actually physically leaving Massachusetts. But I knew in my soul and my heart and my spirit and my mind and my body that when we found this house, for whatever reason it's led me down this road, this was where we were supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe it was for Carol. Maybe it was for me. Maybe it was, I don't know. But I just feel that way. That's why just having that voice makes me just wonder about the cosmos and creation, and not so much creation, but the creation of the universe, and in a time before the universe. Was there one? Maybe there wasn't. I don't know. Anywho, that's about all I got for you guys tonight. Sorry I wasn't here last night. My friend Dana stopped by. I was gonna ask him to do one of these, but we ended up having a few drinks or whatever. And it got to the point where we were just talking and hanging out, me, him, and Carol. And it was awesome. It was just a good time. And it's just like, I feel so bad because, like, there's been many nights where I'm not doing anything. I'm like, I should call Dana. And then I'm like, no, because I need to go to bed. I need to. But then hanging out is so much fun, and talking and, like, getting to know someone better. And when you let yourself do those things in new locations, it makes it hard to leave. But there comes a time when, your mind, your body, your spirit, it's all telling you that, dude, get out now. It's not time to be here anymore. Something else awaits you or somebody in your family. There is a future with hope, but it's one we must establish as people, like individuals, not groups. Because how you could ever bring a group of people together easily? I think without, together we stand, divided we fall. That type of mentality, I don't think it's possible. I don't know. But I want to see a beautiful future. I want to see the world that I always saw in my 7-year-old eyes before the world grew dark and things got different. You know what I mean? For me, at least, It's a nice light note to leave it on. What do you think, Dr. Carl Mitchin? I strongly agree, Mr. Oliver. That's right, you do. That's right, you do. Bitch. He's also a DJ. Yeah. He will be up in New York next weekend at the Flip Flip Flop Flop Bada Bada Bop Bop Motel. Yeah, now you heard that right, motel. There's 7 rooms. He's headlining. There's 3 opening acts. I'll get you the information later on. Anywho, if you're loving watching these as much as I'm loving making them, please subscribe, like, comment. Give me something to talk about. And pass them along to friends and family who you think might like them as well. What do you say? Could you do that? Would you? Won't you be my neighbor? Am I going to get a copyright strike for that? Probably. I'll have to cut it out. I love Mr. Rogers. Follow me on the social media. GEYCEN. At GEYCEN. Help me come up with a name for my new business, my entertainment corporation. Let's come up with a name. I'm going to be hiring all of you when I can get some funding here. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today, tomorrow. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when the last moment's going to come for you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves. Let's sing and dance in the rain, my brothers and sisters, and make the whole world spin a lot happier together. You in? I'm in. All right. You guys have a super duper night. I'll see you guys a little bit further on down the road to 40.